Well, it's about 9:30 in the morning, another day of making hay. I've got Jerome with me this morning. Got to rake about 11 acres of hay up, let it dry a little bit more, and we'll come back and we'll start small baling that. I'll have a crew of guys out here and we'll put all these bales up in the barn, stack them up in the hay mound real nice and neat. We'll do one final check before we start raking. I've been out here multiple times this morning already checking this hay. We had just a little bit of dew this morning. The top's just starting to dry out. It's not damp anymore underneath of it. It's going to dry really well. I don't know how well you can see, but the dirt itself is actually a little damp yet. I'm going to try to flip these rows over. My goal is to hopefully flip that row into the center here between them and that row back. Not quite combining them, leaving just a little bit of room in between them. That way this dry centered bit of dirt here helps dry out the row a little bit. Leaving on top of this damp soil is not helping. That moisture is wicking up into the hay. I did one little test strip already to see where I need to be running the rake to get the flip over right. I got that figured out. It's not roofing it too bad, but I do have a wheel that's staying up. What is caught here? Interesting. That keeps staying up like that. I might have to just put a little extra grease on that. This hay is raking up really nice. Combining two rows don't look bad. Trying to keep them spaced out and not laying on top of each other. See, we're just flipping the row over and covering up that last little bit, and it looks like I got a wheel stuck. That's great. Hopefully pop this up at the end of the row that frees up. Looks like it's dragging just a little bit of hay, but everything is turning over yet. And go up. There's that little bit of hay stuck to the back of that last wheel there. Come on, get off there. Alright, that should do. Back down. And that last wheel is still hanging up. What the heck? Oh, everything's flipping over okay though. I'm probably not going to touch that for now. I've got enough wheels engaging the row that it should be fine. That's actually going to be baffling as to why that one is the only one that's catching. Huh. Well, the wind has really picked up. Try to look at this, figure out why this is catching so bad. Oh, that would be why. We're actually caught in the chain. There. Don't know how that would have happened. But that should take care of that now. Okay. I've got just a couple more passes around the outside to do. And this last minute bonus grass pasture. Not sure how well this is going to yield. Typically grass compacts more than a alfalfa bale. So we'll see how this goes. Baling it, it's already pretty dry. Came out here, felt these windrows. Don't miss any there. That's pretty good. But yeah, I already came out here, felt these windrows. They're already pretty dry the way they are. So we go back to the farm, switch this rake out for the kick baler. By the time we come back, this field will probably be pretty close to being ready to be baled. I will go out though before I come back and bale this one. I will go with do a field check on all the rest of them just to make sure that none of the other alfalfa fields that were raked yesterday get too dry. I don't want it to start ashing and losing leaves, so I do need to get them baled up before they do get too dry. I am taking suggestions from anyone who's used one of these side 9-wheel rakes before as to how you do your outside rows to make sure that you don't lose as much hay or don't pick up or not pick up as much. What I'm having is when I'm in the corners, the rake tends to pull to the side and the wheels don't go around as much because they're not moving. And when it happens, it's not moving as much hay and I'm leaving hay on the ground. I'd like to make nicer, tighter ends. I don't want to leave any hay on the ground. So if anybody's got any suggestions, please leave it in the comments. Always willing to try new things. Always willing to take suggestions. So what I'm talking about is as I turn here, these wheels up here in the front stop turning, and when they do that, they just leave hay on the ground, unraked. You can see here from previous pass how much hay was left in the corner just by the rake not moving, not picking it up. This thing picked up. Well, it ain't gonna help either when the rake picks up. Let's go back and retouch that corner up before we make another round. There you can see there the wheels are turning a little bit, but they're leaving hay behind. And then like it didn't even rake close enough to the last one to really pick that up. That's gonna be fun to bale. I've always liked driveways that were lined with trees like this. This is a beautiful property, sits off the road a little ways. If the guy would let me, I'd love to come back here and just trim up these trees a little bit. That way they just don't hit the cab of the tractor. When I was cutting hay a couple of days ago, I actually caught the wire on this light and ended up pulling that apart. Easy fix, but yeah, just annoying. And just like I was saying on the last pass about these trees, I just tried to avoid that tree and I got into it and I tore the wires out in the light. Just that one tree. That one tree. But I am going to do that way when I come back and bale. I hopefully have less issue with the trees. I'm going to make one more pass along the south side row with the rake and push that windrow over even further. That way, hopefully I can keep the tractor pretty far away from the trees when I come back. I've got one of my buddies out here running the tractor and baler, that way I can get a little photography and videography done for you guys. I've also got a crew of guys back at the farm now putting bales up in the barn. Hasn't been too windy today, so I should be able to get the drone out here and get some pretty decent drone footage of this.
And it looks like we might have a problem. I'll walk out there and help Matt sort out what's going on. Everything seems to be fine. I don't know what's going on.
No, I just figured I'd stop before I busted like 10 in a row.
Right. Give it another shot, see what happens. Didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to why the bales are breaking. Maybe you got into a little bit of tougher grass. Bales got a little too dense or something. Busting, or haven't switched over twine yet. Sometimes that could be an issue if the twine doesn't quite feed right and slips out of an otter. But everything seemed fine. I have had a couple other bales today bust. So I don't know, hard to say what it could be. Making little bales typically ends up being one of the most hectic days of the year for us. That being said, by the time I got back to the farm, we got the last of these bales put up. I had no time to actually get any footage of us putting bales in the barn. This pile is all loose hay that had gone up with it, or broken bales. My second year running that baler, we did have a couple bales break in the wagon. Evidently probably about a dozen or more bales break in the barn here. I'm learning a lot. Matt, the neighbor, helped a little bit teach me some stuff today about tension on the baler and how to try to make the best bale possible. I'll take that knowledge and we'll go forth, and next time we're making little bales, hopefully we won't have as much of a mess left over. 481 bales is how many bales we've made on this second cutting. We baled less fields than we did on first cutting. It looks like the guys did a great job stacking hay here in the barn. I only had the opportunity to throw just a couple bales. Should easily be able to fit our third cutting, and if we get one, even a fourth cutting in this barn. Hopefully get this stacked up to about the beam below that top window, and hopefully out a couple feet off, or a couple feet from the edge of the floor. Hopefully by the end of the year we got this barn full, and if we don't, it'll be okay. Don't need this much hay, but you never know when you're gonna have a bad year or a drought and you're gonna wish you had it. So yeah, I didn't get any video of anybody putting bales in the barn. I didn't get any video of taking bales off of wagons, putting on the elevator, or stacking any of the hay in here. And that's just what it's going to be for this time. Maybe for third cutting we can get a video of that. But that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We can do a lot here, but we can't grow this channel without your help. Thank you, and have a good day.